Okay, so I'm really tired, so I'm not as riled up as I was last time, but oh god. Alright. Right. So so a little bit of preface. There was a woman who, oh my god, I just read Elf's messages, shut the fuck up. There was a woman, really, like, skinny, like, bone-thin woman, comes up to, my line where me and a couple other cashiers were sitting because it's fucking dead in here. She comes up to my line and goes, "Does any of you guys smoke? I need a cigarette." And I'm like, I without thinking, I'm like, my manager smokes, and I point her in the direction of where he might be. And then I'm like, hey, wait a second, you just came up to the cigarette register asking for a cigarette. Why don't you just buy a cigarette? And then she starts talking to some of the cashiers, and she's like, yeah, me and my husband, we were goofing around, and I might have fractured my knee, and it really hurts, so I need a cigarette. And I'm just sitting there like, what? I'm so baffled, I can't even respond to her by the time she leaves. I'm just sitting there with my mouth wide open like, oh my god, what? I busted my knee up. I might have a fractured knee. I want a cigarette. Go to the hospital, you dumb... Ugh. Another thing to note is that this woman she might be tweaked out of her fucking mind, because she's got track marks all up and down her arm. Anyway, cut to like a couple, maybe a half hour or so later, a man who looks like white trash. Both of these people are white trash, and I don't use that phrase lightly. They're white trash, okay? And he's like roaming up and down the front end with a cart full of stuff, and I'm like overflowing with stuff, and he's like shouting for this woman, and we're just standing there like, I don't fucking know. None of us know where she went. She's been all over the place. And he's like, well, she got the card. She's got the money. Where is she? And so another hour or so later, he comes back. Of course, he comes to me with his cart load of shit to the tiniest register possible. And he starts literally throwing everything onto the belt. And I'm just standing there with my mouth just like, oh, is this happening to me? And one of the other cashiers comes up and offers to help bag. She gets another cart for me. She gets the stuff off of the little carousel so I can just throw more stuff in there. And the entire time, this guy's pants are just kind of like descending further and further until I can see the forbidden forest and like the hint of Pebis. And I'm like, okay, no, I need to go. I need to go away. So I just kind of like look down and only down at the register. I don't look up, because I swear to God, if I had looked up, I might have seen like full-on Pebis just there. I don't think he was wearing boxers neither. There would have just been a whole Deempus right in front of my eyes, and I don't want to look at that. I don't want to look at white trash, track mark Dickie, just sitting out there. And he's just making these... he's flirting with all of the cashiers, including me, and I'm just like, oh, is this happening to me? And am I in the fucking Twilight Zone right now? What is happening? This man must have been tweaked out of his mind, too, because he couldn't hold on to anything. He couldn't hold on to his card, he couldn't hold on to his money or his seat. His hands were just like in a perpetual grab. I don't know. All I know is that he kept throwing shit on the register, and I almost saw Pebis. I need to get Taco Bell and cleanse.